Hey Sam, do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember this legend?
What legend? Oh, this legend.
Fuck the Oscars, you know? Fuck the Oscars! Fuck you! I'll tell you! This is bullshit. Look.
Well, this guy is making a game called A Way Out. It's being published by EA.
Our friends, our buddies.
And believe it or not, he's claiming that Electronic Arts are planning on making absolutely no money whatsoever on this title, and all of the money will be given back to the developer because
It sounds
that's
like
just what EA do.
that's what EA does.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hope you've been doing well. We have been tracking A Way Out for quite some time now. When did we first see it, Sam?
E3.
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 E3 last year.
Yes, and we were very excited actually.
We're actually invited to EA
back
Play.
when we weren't hated by everybody.
Back when EA used to speak to us.
When we got there, it felt like friendly territory. But if we went there now, I think they'd have like photos of us on the
would.
front.
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
If we got to the front of the line, we have to have like beards and
Yeah.
like everything on.
We're gonna try and go to E3 this year, and we'll wear like trench coats and like have a mustache. We'll be like,
Hello, my name is Mr. Snrub, and I come from, someplace far away. Yes, that'll do.
I like the way Snrub thinks.
We'll try and get in, and we'll report to you guys how it goes.
either way, we saw it last year. The guy Joseph Fares actually sort of talked about it on stage at EA Play last year. We were really taken with his passion for the project. He's
That
a
was his-
very passionate dude.
That was the main thing for me. Like, the game looked cool, but to see him come out and he's like, guys, I fucking love what I do. I can't wait to get this game out. And everyone else came out like, well, hello, welcome to EA. It felt like
Incredible.
that, you know. Yes, that guy in particular. Or Jesse, our good old
Wellens.
Jesse, man, we loved you too, man. That was great. But this guy, when he came out, you felt the energy of he was so excited to be there, and it rubbed off everyone in the room, and we were all just like, yes, this game looks fantastic.
It's the kind of game where we actually wouldn't have paid any attention to it at all were it not for his passionate performance. I really feel like it would have just been like, oh yeah, another co-op indie game, whatever. But he really sold it. But either way, he's been speaking about it a lot during its development. The game is actually looking really solid. It's a co-op adventure. It's basically a prison break game where you are two guys and you need to escape from jail. And you do the whole thing cooperatively. You can also play single player as well from memory, I think. But
Yes.
you can play co-op and that's fine. It's actually meant to be played co-op, and he's really gone on the record very loudly about the fact that this is designed ideally to be played on a couch with someone,
Yep.
but also you can play online as well. Now, the interesting thing about it, and what really stunned people, was that he announced a little while ago on Twitter, a few months back, that you could buy one copy of the game, and then someone else can play with you as well.
That doesn't own the game.
So long as, you know, that doesn't own the game. So you don't need to own two copies of this game to play it co-op. You can be sitting in your house, wherever, playing it. That person can also download a version of it, right? And they can play it with you so long as you own a copy of the game. Now, I'm sorry, but that's really good.
Absolutely. Like, I'm very surprised that EA would bring out a game and then make only one person pay for it.
I know, right?
And another person doesn't have to pay for it. It's very EA. It's very, very EA.
I would have expected like EA would have made it so that like this co-op game is actually like, you know, co-op, but you have to buy the other character.
Yeah, it's
like
the
the other
sneaky
character's
bit.
DLC. So like if you don't buy the co-op DLC, you're just talking to this like empty nothing.
This grey, like, you know, in development, they're just like walking
Yes.
around like this. You've got to like buy, you know, and it costs like $400.
That's right. That would be EA's move.
That's
on this,
that's
but-
how they make their money on this.
Okay, look, we joke, but seriously though, EA, the story gets even better because what was announced today, Joseph Fares, as he's doing a press tour promoting the game, he was asked by Six Axis about, you know, what's the deal and how it's all going with the money side of things. Because back at the Video Game Awards, by the way, remember when he said this?
Doesn't have anything with the EA shit going on,
Yeah.
with the loot box and stuff.
Okay.
No, EA has been very good to me. In this case, it's like they've been treating me very well. That's what I'm saying. I have 100% of the income to my team.
So what he's been saying then is that EA's taken really good care of him, and that, you know, in terms of loot boxes and all that bullshit, they've actually been, you know, they've been all right with his studio, and that's
Yeah.
a good thing. He said today in an interview with Six Axis, he said, here's the thing, and you have to understand this, with this deal that I have for this game, EA is not making a single dollar out of this. Every single dollar is going to the developer. They're not even making any money, and all I've got is support from EA. They've not questioned the vision. They can't because I won't allow it. They've been super supportive all the way. Even with this buy one friend pass thing, no problem. That's the thing we spoke about earlier, where you only have to buy one copy of the game and you can play, co-op with other people. So
Yes.
what he's saying here is that EA are not going to make a dime, even if this game is massively successful.
I also feel like there's a bit of fighting words there when he says, they don't question my vision and they can't. I won't allow it.
Yeah, I know, right? He's
It's
really
like-
laid it down.
I feel like EA at any moment could just be like, hey, we're telling you what to do
That's
here.
right.
Like, I do still feel that, but you know what? I love this man's passion. I love this man's vision of like, he's like, I'm in control, and they're like, sure you are, buddy.
I really feel
Okay.
but I really feel this guy would honestly blow up
I
his
know.
project.
I think he would walk away. He's the type of man
he
that he would walk away if they actually did try and bluff him. That's the beauty of this man.
Yeah, he's like incorruptible.
Yes, he totally is.
Yeah,
he
the
totally
hero.
is.
He's the hero EA needs.
Yes.
You know?
He's in 3 years he's going to be the CEO of EA.
Nah,
Andrew
that's
Wilson's gonna-
definitely not happening.
No, and Andrew Wilson's going to be like, damn it! Should have kicked him out when he started swearing.
That's right, we had our chance then. But the idea that EA are making this game and not making a dime off it is a really good thing. Now, let's be real, we love to riff on EA like 24/7, but when they do the right thing, we've got to call them out on that as
Totally.
well. And this EA Originals program that finds small developers, that gives them the money they need to get going, that put out a game, and that gives them all the profits for that game is unquestionably a good thing.
It definitely is.
And this seems like the kind of game that deserves that.
I do feel like, of course, it's just smart marketing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 100% smart marketing. Look, in some respects, maybe they do enjoy the idea of, allowing small companies to have a bigger creative vision in terms of getting it out to a mass market. I think right now, EA is definitely in repair mode. When they come out with things like, you don't have to buy both copies.
Great. Real professional, Sam. Real professional. By the way, you know who was calling him? His mum.
His mum.
Okay, just so you know.
His mama.
His mum was calling
His
him.
mama.
Now he forgets where he was.
Where was I? Where was I? Okay.
Smart marketing.
Yes, smart one. When they're coming out with things like, you only have to buy one of the game and then not the other one, it just shows that, it's all about repairing the brand. It's all about getting back on the saddle.
But they also had this game in development with this business model before the whole Star
I know
Wars
that,
Battlefront.
but-
So this was their intention before this
But we don't
game?
know if the intention back then was to make it only buy one, get one free.
No, we
kind of
don't know
thing.
that for
We
sure.
don't know that. I would suspect that because now they've probably had to change their mindset, that they're like, okay, we need to make sure that we revive our brand. It's probably going to be a 10-year process. Let's do things like this. Let's keep this guy on,
Yeah.
If EA was in a better state and he was swearing all over the place at the Game Awards, maybe they wouldn't have kept him. I don't know, but in this situation, they need people like this.
Totally. Obviously, this is a self-serving move. Before, as Sam said, like it is a marketing thing. But there's two ways that we can approach that. We can be all cynical and be like, "Well, fuck EA, they're just the worst with everything," or whatever. And that's partly true, absolutely. But if we don't also call out the fact that this is a good thing, then they're not going to do shit like this.
Yeah, I know,
And there's going to
agree.
be less money in the industry flowing from a big publisher like EA to small, struggling studios. So we're more than happy to call out EA on a job well done on this front here.
100%.
If what he's saying is true and EA don't make a dime on this, the friend pass thing is fantastic. All the commercials on this seem like a really big win-win story. And I say hats off, EA. You've actually done good this time.
I agree.
And I think these are the examples. These are the things that you need to do to get the likes of us talking about what's
Good
going on in
things.
this industry and the good news stories that
Yeah.
we want to be able to talk about how EA is doing the right thing. We don't want to be shitting all over them every day for loot boxes.
Even though we love to.
Even though we love to. But we want to be able to tell these stories because this is actually like a good thing that this company is doing for our industry.
And I think you're right in saying, like, if this goes well, it might be the pat on the back that they need to be like, okay, we need to do more of this. And
Yeah.
if they continue to do more of this, as I said, it's a 10-year journey, I think, with EA. But they could get back to a state where everyone's like, you know what, EA's not that bad. They're good guys. And that's what we're hoping for.
I think even with Ubisoft as an example as well, it's kind of like, Ubisoft's had a shitty past, and they're still not out of the woods completely. Like, they still fuck up every now and then. But I think the journey of Ubisoft shows that if you really invest in your games and you invest in doing the right thing, that you see some great results and that people really start to appreciate those investments. And, and I really hope that EA can do this sort of shit. Like, we don't want to have to hate EA forever. They're too big, and they can do too many good things if they choose to.
Yeah.
And this is one example.
This is it, guys. So we are excited now to see that EA may be coming back from the dark side, but we
Maybe.
don't know yet. If you've seen any Star Wars movies, you know,
Yeah.
Darth Vader ends up dying. So he
Can't believe you spoiled Darth Vader's
Oh,
death.
sorry, guys.
Seriously.
So that's probably what's going to happen here.
right.
We're not going to. You know what? They're going to come back at the very moment, but it's too late.
Fuck the Oscars, you know?